What's up, Dragon Brood? So, there's, I don't know, we'll call it an epidemic. Not a pandemic, because we've been dealing with that for the last year and a half. We know what that is. But there's more of a problem of these blue-red, we'll call them Izzet spells decks, right? Where you're trying to play these small creatures and pump them up, and you get bonuses for every time you play a spell. But we see them on the ladder, but they don't seem to be doing very well. But obviously people like them enough that they keep trying them, so there's something there that people are interested in. So I figured maybe I'd take a shot at it. It's not my favorite type of deck necessarily, mostly because it's kind of one-dimensional and it feels like if you get derailed, it's not a real resilient deck. But if you're doing what you're doing, it does what it does very well. So we're going to give that a look today. And maybe we can come up with a version that works or plays a little better and has a little more consistency. And maybe solve some of the problems for the stuff we're seeing on the ladder. Because I feel like some of the ones we're seeing are playing some cards that I don't necessarily agree with. So let's take a look and see if our version's any better. Now, starting from the top here, you gotta have Opt, right? It's a cheap spell, draws you a card, lets you get better card quality with the scry. Arguably the best 1-mana blue thing in Standard, but you know, you gotta go with it. Crash Through. Now this card, I don't love it in the deck. If there was a card I was going to replace, it would probably be this. However, it does replace itself, which is nice, and occasionally you do need to punch past like a spirit token from a Clarion Spirit. Maybe you need to punch past a dragon that's sitting in your way, like, you know, and just being able to get even 2 or 3 damage through makes a big difference. It is also a sorcery, which is a little unfortunate, so you kind of have to tip your hand before you attack. But, I don't know, it might be the best we have now. If you have suggestions, let me know down in the comment section, like, what you would play in this spot instead of playing Crash Through, because I'm curious what other people are thinking. Now, we are playing Shock. Obviously, it deals damage, removes stuff, helps you close the game. It's 1 mana. Gotta love it. Playing Spike Field Hazard. Playing 2 of these. They do have some weird corner case uses, even beyond the 1 damage. But, you know, again, it's 1 mana. And it's a damage spell. You can hit your opponent even, and 1 point does matter. Now, Riddle Form. This is the card I haven't seen in most of the versions, and I think it actually is one of the best cards you can play, especially considering how many things we're seeing, like Extinction Event, Shadow's Verdict, stuff like that can really give you a lot of problems. This forces your opponent to kind of leave mana open, and maybe they have to try to counter that or kill that instead of countering something else. Right? So it even lets you scry, which gives you better card quality as the game goes on, which is a big deal if you get a little bit flooded. So yeah, 4 of these. I'm only playing 3 Expressive Iteration. I know some people say, why aren't you playing 4? I would play 4 of those. For me, the issue is this. I feel like on turn 2 and turn 3, like turn 2, I don't even know if it's the best place to play this card, right? Because only if I have nothing else to do. But generally speaking, I'm going to want to stomp something. I'm going to want to play the Sprite Dragon, right? There's only going to be a handful of cases where I have nothing to do and going to play Expressive Iteration. Plus, I give up a card because I don't have the extra mana to even play that other card we'd be exiling yet. So really, at turn 3 or turn 4 is going to be your best spot for this. Or whenever you already have a couple of creatures out that you can actually take advantage of their prowess ability and play 2 or 3 things, right? That's what you're hoping for. So I'm just playing 3 of them, but feel free, season to taste. But that's where I'm at. Then we have 4 Sprite Dragon. This is a tough card because you have to do a little work to make it live, but if it survives, it could be really, really good. So we're going to see what happens with it. Playing Brazen Borrower, obviously, because Petty Theft counts as a spell, and having a 3/1 flyer isn't irrelevant. Bone Crusher Giant, because it's 2 damage, it's an instant, and it's the best red card in Standard. And we're playing Phoenix of Ash. For a few reasons. You know, the fact that Phoenix of Ash having haste is huge. It's almost like a burn spell of sorts. But it also pumps, which is nice to let you fight dragons. And it comes back from the graveyard. Granted, there's a lot of graveyard removal spells right now, but it does actually do that as well, which is a very, very big deal. And then Stormwing Entity. This card's kind of funny because I have a love-hate relationship with this card. I really don't like it, but I know exactly what it does and its role in the deck, so you have to play it. And, you know, you do get to play it cheaply, so you can't really turn it away, right? It's a card you have to play in this list. And then lands, we're playing 6 Island, 6 Mountain, 4 River Glide Pathway, 4 Temple of Epiphany. So that part's all nice, clean, and simple, wrapped up in a bow. We're not playing anything super expensive. Really don't want to cast anything over 3 mana, so you don't need a ton of mana. Plus you have Crash Throughs and Ops that are drawing cards, as well as Expressive Iteration. So you should be okay. But you know what? We're going to hop into the games and let them speak for themselves. As usual, on the other side of the games, we'll talk about updates, suggestions after we play the games. And there'll be a card spotlight for you. So I'm trying it out just to see if, you know, kind of like from the other side, does it make sense? But so far, I'm still sticking with my initial, I guess you want to call it initial assessment that the deck is not good. But a lot of people like the deck. You know, that's the thing. Like, I get it. It's a jam for some people, not necessarily a thing for me. Oh boy. What do we do here? I really want to just shoot some creatures, but I think we're just going to do this since we didn't get the mana we want. Alright. I mean, that allows us to just keep getting damage in. We can attack for at least 6. We can also kill an eye twitch if we need to. The good news is the removal cards they get probably don't do much to us. Yeah, I guess we just kill the eye twitch, man. That just makes me not happy, but like, if they have a Heartless Act, we're going to lose one of our Riddle forms. Not a lot we can do about it. Okay, they're just going to Village Rites. So that's cool. We at least get 6 in. So that feels pretty good. And we get to hold on to some of our burn spells. So we've got 2, 4, 6 in hand. So yeah, I may only play this deck for like 2 more games. And then we'll likely end up playing one of the other decks we have available. So if y'all hang tight, the chat's kind of getting to pick what games I'm playing in what order. Which is funny, because I think the chat is always going to pick the deck I want to play the least. But hey, that's why I ask. Welcome, everybody. And also, if you're liking the stream for the first time, don't forget to please follow the page as well. That's a big deal. Okay, well, our choices are either play Crash Through and hope to find a land, which would be nice. But I think we just hit the opponent. I mean, what's the worst they can do here? They could play Bastion and, I don't know, Plumb the Forgotten? Plumb the Forbidden? Is that it? Uh-oh. We took 9, or we're down to 9. Down to 7 after they sacrificed the Scorpion. Okay, well that doesn't do anything to us. We just hit 7 just the same. Yeah, and the opponent's just losing the life anyway if they just gain, so Alright, I guess we'll just do this again. Well, thanks to the Riddle forms. I mean, I guess they could have some hard, but yeah, only one would be there. Yeah. We're gonna get rid of Stormwing. That feels weird, but I guess so. Also, Expressive Iteration. I'm not as big on that card as a lot of other people are. I see people trying to put it in every deck that plays red-blue, and I'm not sure that's necessarily the right plan. And I might be on an island by myself on that one. Like, in this deck, it makes sense, right? Because you can have a bunch of cheap things, you can find stuff, whatever. But I have it... Like, I put up a deck today that was a Jeskai deck with Valimachus and stuff. And even on there, I had somebody ask, like, why are you not playing Expressive Iteration? And for me, it was like, I couldn't think of a turn. Like, even here, I could do this on 2. Or, I mean, on 3 even. I didn't want to do it on 2 because I had a Sprite Dragon. But, like, even now, I kind of want to do it on 2 so I could maybe find a spell. But I also kind of want to play a Sprite Dragon because then next turn I could do, like, multiple things. So, like, I'm going to do this, but it feels kind of inferior. Not going to lie. But in other decks where you just have better plays and more stuff going... Oh, we have a dead Sprite Dragon here. That's for sure. I was going to say... Wait, you didn't get a dead weight or nothing? Really? How is that even possible? Well... Now I do want to play Expressive Iteration. Like, I was just like, I don't like the card, whatever. But now it's actually the right card to have. Because we can put a land in our hand. And one of them into our library. Probably the Crash through into the library. Though I wouldn't mind having another card here. But, yeah. Yeah. And then we'll probably just play the Riddle Form, I think. Even though it doesn't really... Oh, man, we attack for 2, 4, 5, 6. Man, if they get either of their removal here, though... Like, we could put it out of range of a dead weight, or whatever the equivalent is, the enchantment. But a -3 would still be bad. But if we just play Riddle Form... I feel like I'm just walking myself into a trap here. All right. I kind of wanted to leave mana up for Brazen Borrower, but we'll see. I mean, if the opponent doesn't have something here... Oh, all right. That's something. Can we just do enough now? So we can crash through. Take action. That's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Damn. It's not going to be quite enough. Ugh. So close. So dang close. I've had one more spell, maybe. No, that'd only be 15. Yeah. Sadly, I think we're on blocking duty. That sucks. A land would have been nice, too. But I think this is all we can do. So we're just going to have to pass. And unfortunately, they're gaining life off of those Eidolons, which makes our life very sad. They're down to 1 card, though, which gives us a little bit of flexibility here. And we can shoot a Hateful Eidolon. I mean, we could also Brazen Borrower, but I think shooting an Eidolon's better. And then we'll block. I mean, I guess we go ahead and take 4. They're down to 1 card. What are they going to do? Yeah. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep this. See if we get lucky with these Sprite Dragons. Okay, that's not how we start out getting lucky. Come on, deck. Big money, no whammies. Speaking of, any of y'all ever watch that old Pressure Luck game show? Well... Crap. At least I can kind of sort of play you at some point. I'm gonna get rid of it though. Sadly, I think we're playing against a deck that already has a bunch of removal, and that's gonna be our real problem here, because this is probably dying on sight. Oh, it didn't. It didn't. What did they? Wait. What plays 2 swamps and doesn't make us discard and doesn't kill a thing right off the bat? Oh, they must have just drawn the Heartless Act. That's funny. Okay. Well, if they draw it, they draw it. What are you gonna do? They did get stuck on land, though, so I don't know what that means. Shame I didn't have an instant spell, though, because I could have blocked that Heartless Act. Oh, Minder, it is a discard deck. Look at that. Well, I don't need these extra islands, I can tell you that much. Opt is sweet. Don't hate that. We will opt now, though. Just see if maybe we can find something else worthwhile. Not that. We're going to get the next card anyway, so no point in scrying there. Shock is not bad, as the opponent's likely not playing... I'm going to hold Shock, actually. I should just be shooting the opponent here, but if they have another discard too, I want to get rid of the island and the Shock so I can at least have the Brazen Borrower. Yeah, see? I knew something was up. Sometimes you know things. Put a Phoenix in my yard. That would have been great. Ooh, this... Okay. Why not? I mean, we're going to end up losing the Brazen Borrow anyway, but I figured it's harder for them to kill the Riddle form, so I'd rather just keep that. Oh, you also enjoy watching the new pressure. Yeah, I haven't seen the new pressure like in a while. I haven't watched that in probably like 4 years, but I did enjoy it when I watched it. All right. Take action. Opponent has another removal. They have another removal. They don't. Okay, cool. Okay, they're going to gain a life. A little annoying for us. What else you got, opponent? Nothing? Oh, they for real have nothing. All right, I'm going to Riddle form it up. Get in there for 6. Okay, well, if they have a kill card, now we just have to find a spell. So we can, or a non-creature spell. That'll do. That'll do. And all these flyers coming in. All right. Well, we will not be opting. We will be killing a goose. Because that's what we wants to do. So a goose in a snow-covered forest doesn't tell me much. All right, let's get this in there. I think this is mostly safe against green decks. I don't think they're going to do much. This deck needs Bolt in the land that can be sacked for a card draw. Oh, yeah, that's actually really good. Old Growth Troll. We don't like that at all. But I don't know if there's anything we're going to be able to do about it. Oh boy, what do we do? Does this just turn into a weird racing situation? Ugh. I don't think we like that card at all. Alright, I'll take whatever the next card is. Okay, Phoenix ain't bad. I don't mind that too much. I need to set this on red, though, so I can actually cast a Phoenix next turn. Yeah, I guess we just do it, right? Get the max damage in, and we can here. Ah, I guess I... Oh, man. Ah, well. Happens. The good news is, though, I can still Phoenix and opt next turn, so that's not the worst thing. However, they're going to fight our... Yeah. Blizzard Brawl, no surprise. We didn't have any recourse there unless we were able to make it a 5-5, so it didn't really matter. Alright. Ooh. I do like Riddle form. Huh. Yeah, I think we Riddle form here. Mostly because we can shoot the opponent for 2, then we can play Phoenix, we can play Opt to activate the Riddle form. I think that's what we want to do. And we do have to remember the opponent does have this food here, so they're effectively at 19, which is going to make it really hard for us to punch through. Especially with them hitting us for chunks at 12. I mean, chunks of 4, which is going to put us down to 12. Like, the other option is we can eventually just leave something back to block. Which wouldn't be the worst thing. So, I mean, we could leave a Bone Crusher Giant if we really want to. But I think, well, what's the worst they could do? Because that's a mana, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. If they have 5, they could Gargaroth next turn. And then we would take 4 and go to 8. If they just have 4, they could Questing Beast and we take 8 and go to 4. That's pretty gross too. If we attack them, but if they do that, we could still be set up for lethal. So let's take a shot at it. We're just going to say F it. You have your cards, I draw my cards. We're going to see what happens. Are we going to need that land? I'm going to say no. And we're going to draw a card. That, on the surface, looks like a bad card, but it actually is a blocker, and I don't mind that. Spikefield Hazard, okay, that makes sure we can play a cheap Stormwing and maybe kill something if we have to. All right, opponent's at 9. We've got 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is not going to be enough. Yep, there's the Questing Beast we anticipated. All right, so now the question becomes, do we have to leave 2 blockers? Because if we believe so, like if they have another Blizzard Brawl, then we definitely need 2 blockers, right? Problem is, though, if they're not both 3/3s, it doesn't matter. So we can shoot them to allow us to play a cheap Stormwing entity, but that eats up 3 mana, so then we can't really do anything else. We could just play a Bone Crusher, and then guarantee we at least have Riddle Form to block with. Put the opponent at 7. That's pretty gross too, though. That doesn't let us get there. But we could, well, we'll put them at 6. If we can shoot them during their oh my gosh, this is so bad. All right, we're just gonna do this. And then I'm gonna attack for 2. And then just hope we don't die, I guess, is our plan. Cragplate Baloth, son of a... God, that tramples. Oh, it doesn't trample. Okay. That's actually okay. All right. I don't think we can win now, though. Like, we can take out both of these, but then I got to deal with this next turn. Oh, no, we're still dead. We're still dead because we got to take 4 anyway. Yeah, we're just dead. Yep. Ugh. Man, am I actually going to use this to kill one of those? I probably am. I kind of have to, actually. Which is gross, but I think... don't really have a lot of choice. Does this deck ever consistently beat mono red? Come on, opponent. What are we doing? All right. We don't have... the problem is we know we're not going to resolve this Sprite Dragon. We know the Sprite Dragon's not going to resolve. All right, so we take 3. That's fine. Whatever. Like, oh yeah, because it exiles. We actually don't take 3. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do here, actually. I'm going to try to get a little crafty. I'm going to assume, since that's all their turn was, they're actually going to try to play like an Anaxir. And if so... oh, they're not, actually. Well, damn. Okay, then. I actually really thought they were going to do that. And I was just going to bounce it and whatever. But I guess their hand's all removal stuff. Probably... if I was guessing, it's some combination of Bone Crusher Giants. We need land, really. Bone Crusher Giants and Frostbites. I'm just going to go with this. I don't think we're quite ready to... oh, no. Crap. Well, we'll put 1 in our hand. We will put... this back in our library, and we'll just exile that, because what else are we going to do? And that didn't work out well at all. Okay, then. So sad. Oh, you're an actuary? Yeah, then you gotta know math, man. Gotta know math. Alright, there's a Torbran. Torbran, while not our favorite thing, is not the worst thing here. So we'll go ahead and play this. We'll pass. There's an Anax. We will go ahead and bounce Torbran. Oh yeah, bankers involve a lot. Though, like, there's a lot of people who can do money math but can't do regular math. Even more amusing, I met a guy who was basically illiterate until he was well into his 30s, but he did math very well, which kind of like perplexed people. And that's why people never knew. He actually ran a business, which is pretty wild. Part of me wants to just go bounce Brazen Borrower, play Stormwing Entity, attack for 3. Man. Because the problem is I don't know if being defensive is going to help me much here when I know basically the opponent's hand. And they're playing either of these next turn, not both. If we bounce an axe, then they have to have a land to play 2 spells. Unless they just want to kill something that we play. But I think I'm alright with gambling on that. So let's do this. And if we can get a land off the top, we could have possibly 2 haste creatures attacking next turn. Okay, I'll take that. I'm assuming the last card is a Frostbite, since they haven't used it on anything in this long. Yeah, but if they have an Embercleave, it's not going to come for 2 turns, right? So they have to decide what they want to play this turn and then Embercleave next turn. So if they do, they do, right? There's not a lot we can do about it. And the fact that they played that makes me believe they don't have an Embercleave, is the other thing. Because you'd be better served playing an Anax if you had an Embercleave, really. Alright, well, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. Get our damage in. I mean, I don't think we can win this race since I know what this card is now. Uh-oh. Alright, so they are just playing the next. I can go ahead and play Bone Crusher. I was going to say, if you don't play Bone Crusher, I don't know what's up. Yep. We're not going to have nearly enough, y'all. We're just dead. We can attack for 3. We can block. We can take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. It's not going to be enough, I don't think. We might get lucky. We might get lucky. All right. Here's the thing. We can block. We can play a Phoenix out of the yard. So that would be 3, 4, 5, 6. We'd have to find us. Okay, well, if they got us, they got us. Like, I mean, if you did have the Embercleave, then yeah, we're just dead. Like, just put it on your big dude and call it game. All right. I'm going to mulligan this one. It might have been a bad call, but we'll see. Get rid of 1 entity, since we don't really have a hand loaded with spells. We'll take that. But yeah, I don't know how people kind of get by. We'll pass. Mostly because we're just going to have to kill a Selfless Savior. I'm pretty much a believer that whatever the deck is that's playing the white small aggro creatures, like, you just try to kill every creature. It's stupid, but like that's the best plan. And if you just don't get there, you don't get there. And obviously you can't kill everything, but you try to just slow their roll enough where they can't have an active Heliod, or they can't get to where they can play the quality Blade Historian or Winota. And like I said, if they just get there, they get there. You kind of just got to give it to them. What do we do here? I think here we just play the Bone Crusher Giant. Mostly because next turn, if we do get an untapped land, we could kind of Sprite Dragon, bounce something that's in the way. Granted, they could use the Isle Seed, so it's probably bad. Oh, or just dies to a Giant Killer. That kills that plan altogether. Exciting. How much do I care about that land? Probably not that much right now. So let's go with this. Which probably gets removed by an Apparition. But if it does, it does. Not a lot we can do about it. You just kind of got to leave it be. Oh no, they're just coming after us with the Faceless Haven. What? Oh, they're just trying to get it. Well. Okay, I guess we just attack. Or actually, do we even attack? We don't attack. No attacks. We'll see what the opponent does. Because if they're just down to just attacking with, like, I don't know what the rest of their hand remotely is here. Unless it's Angels or something. I don't know. I think here I'm actually just going to use... Well, no matter what I target, I'm going to lose the Brazen Borrower is basically how this works. Or do we just take 4? Like, I could sacrifice the Sprite Dragon effectively. But no, they wouldn't sacrifice anything then, though. Alright, Riddle Form. I guess it was nice knowing you. Though we don't have to. We could just target the Isle Seed. Take the 4. Let them lose the... We'll lose the Brazen Borrower. But we're getting the Isle Seed out of the way, at least. And we're tapping their mana. So I'm okay with that. I'll just go to 10. Because I don't know what the rest of their hand is, honestly. Like, if they don't play a land this turn, I really don't know what's happening. I mean, maybe it's just sweepers. Like that's possible, I guess. All right, we're gonna do this, and then I'm gonna play this. Hope to find another spell. I don't want to play the Stormwing Entity because if they're just playing sweepers or something, I didn't want it to just be weird. Yeah, it's already a creature, whatever. I mean, I guess we could do that now anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the opponent's doing here. I'm a little perplexed. All right, we'll do it. If they have a sweeper, we'll hope to put a spell on top. All right, that'll work. Let's put this on bottom. So we can at least attack for 8 next turn. Shoot for 2. Attack for 6, and then we can still scry. Okay, another Giant Killer. Sure. Wow, okay. That was a strange sequence. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. They could possibly 8, 9. If they have a... I was just trying to think like what they could do here. I mean, I guess effectively if they had a... Like, maul the Skyclaves, they can get some damage in. But here now they can tap 2 things if they leave mana up. But they can tap 1 if they attack for 4, 5, 6, and we'd still be at 4. They would go up to 2. We still get to scry, so we could make it better to put something on top we could use. And they have 2 unknown cards. We don't know what they are. So, like, I don't know. I guess it's weird. I guess their hand was just Giant Killer and something. Ooh, Redain. That's actually a good one. That blocks. I mean, you're still at 1, so if we can find a spell. 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, sure. I'm going to put a stop during my upkeep, too, by the way. Because all we need to do is find a 1-mana spell. So, give ourselves max opportunity. Let's scry here. Or actually, it could be 2, because we have the mana. Opponent's at 2. However, Redain... Hold on. Alright, that would get us there also. Just making sure I'm not missing something. Still anticipated. Yeah, alright. They could block our 3/3 or block our 2. Alright. Alright. Okay. Like, weird. Alright, so I have to admit, the deck played a lot better than I thought it was going to. I actually was thinking it was going to struggle a bit more, based on my experience playing against it. But, I don't know, maybe the choices we made were good. You know, maybe experience having played against it enough kind of shaped how I played it. I don't know. But we got really surprising. I think, and I don't know how many I'm showing here in the video, I'll see in the edit, but there's a good chance, I mean, well, I can tell you, on stream, we went like 5-3, so take that for what it is. That's actually pretty solid, so, you know, I'm not too upset with that just on the first run through, and there's maybe a little cleaning up we could do. The one thing I would say is where we talked about Crash Through, one of the cards I might play could be Infuriate, mostly because it's another opportunity cheaply to be able to protect a Sprite Dragon. You know, maybe if they decide they're just gonna stomp it, you could go ahead and make it +3/+2, and that helps. It doesn't let you draw a card, obviously, but maybe that's enough. And when you're trying to attack the opponent down, basically a giant growth in red, actually, it's kind of hard to be upset about, right? So maybe that's a card we play. But anything else, I think the deck mostly holds up otherwise. But again, if you have suggestions, let me know down in the comments. Or if you already played this deck and you took it a different direction, I'm kind of be curious which 1 or 2 cards you're playing differently than I am. Now, for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Saproling Symbiosis. Mostly because I realize this card's getting up around $15, and I don't even know why. But the more I thought about it, I actually considered, what if it's because of all the squirrel tokens, right? Because you can play it as an instant if you pay 6 mana, but, you know, whatever. But you do get a 1/1 Saproling token for each creature you control. Well, if you make a bunch of squirrels, and you say you have 8 squirrels, then you play this, and you have 16 creatures, like, then you just attack on your turn, and that's enough to win? Maybe that's it? I don't know. But either way, this is a surprise card from Invasion that's actually held on to its value and shot way up for a card that really didn't have a whole lot of uses prior to the last few months. So that's kind of interesting. Now, don't forget, if you want today's deck list, you can get it down in the description below, like always. And if you check that description down there, we have all kinds of links to all kinds of things, including our Discord, my Twitch and Facebook streams. Or if you want to check out my podcast, that's a thing too. I think it's pretty sweet and everybody praises us on it. So hey, check that out. Let me know what you think. Also, if you are shopping at TCGPlayer or Amazon, if you check either of the links there, if you click on those URLs before you do your shopping, you don't have to do anything else different, and the channel gets a small 1 to 3% kickback that really helps out. And finally, if you haven't, you know I gotta ask. If you got this far, if you like these videos, if you like what I'm doing, if you want to help reward me for putting out, I think the number now is almost 650 videos in 15 months, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, because that'll help the videos be seen by more people. That'll let me know you love what I'm doing, and most importantly, let you be notified every time I have a video up. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.